Good evening. I'm going to be sharing with you Jeremy McQuoid's book, The Gospel of Mark, The Suffering Servant, 45 undated devotions through the book of Mark. I shall be reading day 7. The Gospel of Mark is a fascinating book. It was written to a group of suffering Christians who were facing execution and had no time for theological intricacies. Mark cuts to the chase and provides them with a jargon-free summary of the gospel story. Who is Jesus, and why is he worth dying for? Mark does away with any reference to Jesus' birth, so he can focus on the most essential stories that convey the meaning and power of Jesus' life, death and resurrection. With 1/3 of the Gospel devoted to the last week of Jesus' life, Mark's message is clear. The all-conquering Son of God is also God's suffering servant. The true meaning of his life revolves around a cross, 3 hours of darkness, and an empty tomb. This is a good writer. I've read another of his books. So I'm now going to share with you day 7. So you have to read Mark 1, verse 32 to 39. It is a trait of human nature to look for an inspiring leader, a pop star or a sporting legend, to set our pulses racing. And Christ was threatening to become just that to the peasant Galileans. The whole town gathered at the door, verse 33, to bring their sick and demon-possessed for his touch. We will find throughout Mark's fast-paced action that Jesus' ministry is regularly overcrowded and hemmed in, and he has to go without food. Such is the clamour that his miracle working creates. So in that context, notice Jesus' warning to the demons. He would not let the demons speak because they knew who he was. Verse 34. Would it not be great publicity for Jesus to have demons proclaim him as the Son of God? Well, not in Jesus' mind. Israel under Roman rule was a ferment of messianic expectation. The Messiah would come and free Israel from its Roman bondage and usher in a new glorious new age. And Jesus is just the kind of miracle-working charismatic leader the crowds were yearning for. But Jesus is wary of the clamour. He has not come to heal but to die and build a spiritual rather than a political kingdom on the foundation of his own sacrifice for sin. So he commands the demons to be quiet about his true messianic status, for fear the people might get the wrong idea about what kind of a Messiah he will be. Then, when Simon Peter comes looking for Jesus, because the crowds are demanding his miracles, Jesus replies, "Let us go somewhere else, so I can preach. That is why I have come." Verse 38. The narrow road for Christ would not be satisfying the demands of a populist uprising. but preaching a kingdom built on humility, self-denial, and death. It would have been so easy for Christ to take the popular road as Satan tempted him, but he shuns the clamour to blaze a different trail which would reach its climax on a cross. And we face the same challenge in a myriad of ways all the time. Do I take the popular route in my social life, at work, the way I go about climbing the career ladder, or in my relationships with friends and family? Or do I follow Christ? We constantly face the choice between popularity, acceptance, even acclaim, and true discipleship. The reflection: in what areas of your life does following Jesus clash with popular expectation? Are you a good publicist for Christ? Thank you so much for listening. May God bless you. I'm sending you His peace in abundance. May you always be happy and joyful in the Lord. And thank you so much for listening. This is banned until next week. So sorry you won't hear it or learn about it until the 7 days is up. This is probably my third day. Yeah, the third day. That one's going up next week. God bless, if the Lord spares my life.